They said it was a sale, $25 million in gold for a few islands in the Caribbean. But for the people of the Virgin Islands, it wasn't a transaction. It was a takeover. Promised democracy, they got martial law. Promised progress, they got surveillance, censorship, and a government that didn't speak their language or share their values. This is a forgotten footnote in American history, a story of resistance, of voices that refused to be silenced, and of a people who had to fight to reclaim their right to self-rule. When the Danish left, the US promised stability and progress, but instead of local leaders, the islands were governed by a naval officer appointed by the president. The Navy's rule was supposed to be temporary, a bridge to what many believe would be self-government. For nearly 15 years, naval officers governed every aspect of life in the Virgin Islands, and it enforced it with military discipline. This was the Americanization of a people. They censored speech and silenced opposition. Naval officers described locals as childlike and unfit for self-government. Racial hierarchies and prejudices shaped who could speak, be heard, or have a say in government. One of those voices was Rothschild Francis, an activist who led with words through speeches, petitions, and a newspaper he wrote called The Emancipator, to challenge the system of control and racial hierarchy. But the Navy saw him differently. In their own reports, they called him a half-witted Negro agitator. He was watched, fined, and jailed, and when he stood in court, there was no jury to hear his side, just a naval judge who held all the power. He wasn't alone. Across the islands, teachers, laborers, and writers who questioned authority faced punishment. Another was D. Hamilton Jackson, a teacher, editor, and labor leader from St. Croix. They accused him of causing unrest among the natives. Yet his fight was for justice, dignity, and the voice of the islanders. Like Francis, he faced constant surveillance, threats, and attempts to silence him. But both men refused to stop speaking. They organized, published, and protested until their words could no longer be ignored, and their fight forced Washington to act. In 1931, administrative rule was transferred from the Navy to the Department of Interior, but it wasn't until the 1936 Organic Act that a truly civilian government was created. It didn't bring full autonomy, but it ended the rule of few. Property and income restrictions were lifted, giving thousands of Virgin Islanders a voice for the very first time. Today, naval rule is remembered not for what it built, but for what it exposed. Democracy here was never given. It was taken back, piece by piece, by the people themselves.